Look at your dog right now. If they're in the room with you, there's a good chance they're already watching you curled up in a corner, settled on the floor, just quietly staring at your face. Most of us think we know why. They want a treat. They're hoping for a walk. They're waiting for something to fall off the counter. But what's actually happening inside that head, in this exact moment, is far stranger and far more deliberate than a dog waiting for dinner. Because here's the thing your dog is doing when they stare at you that no other animal on earth does not. A chimpanzee, not even a wolf, their closest living relative. They aren't just looking at you. They're reading you. And they've spent 15,000 years getting good at it. And there's one more piece I'm saving for the end. Something that happens inside your dog's brain and yours in the half second your eyes meet theirs. A discovery from 2015 that genuinely changed how scientists think about the bond between our two species. Once you hear it, you'll never look back at that stare the same way again. Let's start with the most common version of the stare. The one you've definitely seen. Your dog drops a ball under the couch. It rolls out of reach, and instead of digging for it, instead of clawing at the gap the way you'd expect, they stop. They turn around, and they look straight at you. A lot of owners read that as a dog being a little slow, not the brightest, giving up too easily. But watch what a wolf does in the same situation, and the picture flips completely. Ádám Miklósi, a behavior researcher in Hungary, ran a now famous version of this test. He gave dogs and human-raised wolves a container with food inside, let them learn how to open it, and then quietly made it impossible, sealed it so it couldn't be opened at all. The wolves attacked the problem. They pulled, bit, scratched, and kept going, refusing to quit. The dogs tried for a few seconds, and then did something the wolves almost never did. They stopped, turned, and looked back at the human in the room. That look isn't the dog giving up. It's the dog reaching for you. Think about the last time your internet went down, and you didn't try to rewire the house, you called someone who could fix it. That's what your dog is doing. To them, you aren't just company. You're the one with the thumbs, the problem solver, the part of the team that handles whatever they can't. So the next time a toy rolls under the sofa, don't grab it right away. Stand still for a second and watch. You'll catch the moment they turn and find your eyes before they even try to dig it out. That glance is a question. They're asking you. Asking for help with their eyes is impressive enough, but it raises a stranger question if your dog is talking to you with their face. Is that pleading expression actually an accident? The answer came out of a lab in England, and it exposes one of the most disarming things dogs ever evolved. You know the look. The inner eyebrows lift, the eyes go big and soft, and something in your chest just caves. We tend to assume that face just happens, that the dog is sad or hungry, and the expression spills out on its own. Juliane Kaminski, a comparative psychologist at the University of Portsmouth, took a very close look at the muscles behind that face. And what her team found is remarkable. Dogs have a small muscle just above the inner eye, the one that lifts the eyebrows into that pleading, wide-eyed look. And that muscle is barely there in wolves. In roughly 30,000 years of living alongside us, dogs evolved a piece of facial anatomy, almost specifically to make that expression at humans. But here's the part that stays with me. Her team also noticed when dogs make the face. They put a person in front of the dog, sometimes facing the dog, sometimes turned away. When the human was turned away, the dog's face stayed mostly still. The moment the person turned and looked at them, the eyebrows went up. The expression switched on. It works like a car's turn signal. It only flicks on when there's someone there to see it. That means when your dog looks up and lifts those eyebrows at you, it isn't an accident leaking out. It's aimed. It's a signal sent to one specific audience you built by thousands of years of dogs, learning which faces melt the humans who feed them. Try it yourself. Walk past your dog without looking at them, then suddenly stop and meet their eyes. Watch for the tiny shift, the brows lifting, the ears adjusting the instant they realize you're paying attention. And if you've ever been completely undone by that face, do me a favor and hit subscribe. This channel is all about the real science under the everyday things our dogs do. Then tell me in the comments, what's the exact face your dog makes when they're working you for a snack? I read them. So dogs ask us for help, and they shape their faces for us on purpose. But to do that well, They have to read us first, and the way a dog scans your face turns out to be almost unsettlingly precise. First, something important, because not every stare is the same, and knowing the difference matters for your safety and theirs. There's a soft stare and there's a hard stare. A hard stare is wide, fixed, unblinking, the body gone stiff, sometimes a crescent of white showing at the corner of the eye. That's not affection. That's a dog asking for space, often around food, or a bone, or when they're frightened. If you ever meet that look, give them room. But the soft, relaxed gaze, the one your dog gives you across the living room, that's where something extraordinary is going on. Kun Guo, a researcher at the University of Lincoln, discovered that dogs read human faces with a quiet bias. When we look at someone's face, the right side of our brain handles emotion, which means the left side of our face, your left, tends to give our feelings away first. And dogs, it turns out, drift their gaze toward the right side of your face, your emotional side first. Here's the astonishing part. They do this only with human faces, not with other dogs. Not with objects, just us. Their gaze isn't passing over you. It's running the emotional half of your face through a scanner, pulling your mood out of you before you've said a single word. It's why your dog so often knows. Think about the last time you hung up from a hard phone call and just sat there. You hadn't said anything yet, and there they were, padding over, resting their chin on your knee. They didn't guess. They read it, right there on your face. Everything so far, the asking, the expressions, the reading, all of it is building toward a single moment, a chemical one. And it's the reason that stare feels the way it does. We tend to think the bond is basically a transaction. You're the food machine. The dog sticks around because you fill the bowl. Affection as a side effect of dependence. In 2015, a team led by Takefumi Kikusui put that idea to the test. They had owners and dogs simply spend time together in a room, and they measured oxytocin, the bonding hormone in both, before and after, through urine samples. And what they found rewrote how we understand this relationship. When dog and owner simply gazed into each other's eyes, oxytocin rose in both of them, the same hormone that floods a mother and her newborn in the first moments after birth. Let that land for a second. Your dog looks at you, and their brain releases the chemistry of a parent bonding with a child. And when you look back, yours does too. Then they pushed it further. They gave dogs a little extra oxytocin, and the dogs gazed at their owners even longer, which in turn pushed the owner's oxytocin higher. A loop. Eyes to eyes. Chemistry, feeding chemistry. Around and around. Not a one-way leash of dependence. A circuit that runs both directions. So when your dog stares at you, they're not only asking for something. The staring is the reward. Their brain pays them, in the warm chemistry of love, simply for looking at your face. Right now, if they're near you, try it. Get down to their level and hold their eyes for a few quiet seconds. That warm feeling that's softening in your chest isn't sentiment you're inventing. It's happening in both of you, chemically, in real time. So let's go back to where we started. The asking for help look, the carefully aimed eyebrows, the way they scan the emotional half of your face, and finally, that loop of bonding chemistry running between you. None of it is random, and none of it is your dog being simple. It's a conversation, a whole language built out of one steady look, written into them across thousands of years of living beside us. At the start, you probably figured your dog was staring because they wanted something from you, a scratch, a snack, the door, but the science points almost the other way. They're not waiting for you to hand over anything at all. Their entire biology was shaped over tens of thousands of years to find one face and hold on to it. So the dog watching you right now isn't just sharing your house. To the oldest part of their brain, your face is the thing they were built to look for. And they just found it again the moment you turned and looked back. And that's the quiet miracle sitting at your feet right now. Thank you for staying with me to the very end. It means the world. If this changed how you see that stare, leave a like and subscribe. Every day, there's another beautiful story about your dog waiting here for you.